Yeah, man, what's up, man? What's the deal? Welcome to Stand on the Media. Salute to my Stand on the Media family out there. Salute. Happy Tuesday to everybody, man. I know it's been a long time, but yep, I'm back in that saddle. If you are new to my channel, man, and you've been rocking with me for the first time here, man, I appreciate it. Do me a favor, though. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment in this video, please share the video, hit that notification bell. You will be notified when I drop videos. So, look, man, we're going to get right to it. Again, man, I just want to say, man, thank you to everybody that been rocking with me, who been patient with me, who supports the stuff I post on social media, man. Very humbling experience for me. I know often when people say they're not something, it sometimes can mean the opposite, but I'm really not an egotistical type of person. I guess it depends on what it may be, right? But when it comes to this, I don't. I'm very humble. I don't have an ego. I appreciate the support that I get. If you're new and you're like, man, I don't care about that, play the content. Well, you need to get acquainted to who I am and how we rock. See, YouTube has rules and regulations, and to make sure that you're fully monetized, because, you know, at the end of the day, whatever you do, you want to make sure that you're getting paid to the max of your potential. And this is great advice to the younger generation out there. I don't care what type of job, what type of profession that you choose to be in and do. Make sure that you maximize the position in the situation to the max. Get everything that is owed to you, not a penny less, right? So YouTube would like us to start our content and start the swearing and the cussing and the crazy stuff before the 5-minute mark, because then we share revenue, and any money that I make, we have to share it, or it's limited. I'll say limited because they don't do as many ads, and I won't give them that pleasure no more. I did that for a whole 2 years with Straight No Chaser. Yeah, because I didn't have a choice, because I didn't do reactions. I just put the content out. But now that I have a choice, we won't be doing that. So if you're new and you're wondering why we ain't getting right to the content, that's why. But I just had to make that disclaimer, because it's been a while, and I see I got new subscribers that rock with me. So thank you. I appreciate y'all. Yes. Thank you. But look, this right here is a great interview. A lot is covered in this interview. First and foremost, salute to 607 for the content. Absolutely. Salute to my guy, big homie CC and Dugar. Salute. I just want to say, the type of character of a person that I am and would be if I would sit down doing interviews or with someone that does interviews, like it's their interview, but I'm there to support, my whole character and energy would be so Dugar. I swear on everything I love. I love it because that's me in a nutshell. Like I'm cool, calm, and collective. I'm not gonna be doing all that over talking, trying to outshine the master and all that. I'm a pitch in when needed as far as the conversation and insight. But I'm gonna just chill and I'm gonna scope the whole scene all day long. And that's Dugar in the nutshell, man. Salute to him, man. Salute to my guy Dugar. I really like Dugar, man. I like his whole stance. It's how I would be if that was me in that position. I love it. But big homie CC, that's my guy. Salute to him. I'm telling y'all right now. Sometimes I'll like some of the stuff that he posts or whatever. And he'll reach back. You know what I'm saying? I hit him and told him I put out some audio, man. I told him I didn't really want to step on it. I just wanted to let it play. If he had an issue with it, just let me know. I'll take it down, no problem. He gave me his blessings. You know what I mean? So he's not one of those guys who's too up there, too big, too arrogant, that he won't reach back to the little people. So, man, I appreciate that, big homie CC. But here at Stand on the Media, man, we like to call things a spade or in a spade, and I have to right now. We almost at that 5-minute mark, so let me get this all quickly. I don't think Big Homie CC is an informant. I never have, but it did make me question something, and it could be just a coincidence. So tell me in the comment section what y'all think, because they end up talking about Jay Prince. And I'm feeling like at this point, anybody that's going at Jay Prince in the media is an informant and working for them people. Cause that's Wack 100's next target. It's clear as day. That's why him and Charleston White are sitting down doing an interview together and all that. Or they could be targeting each other. I don't know. But I definitely think Wack 100 is back on the Jay Prince senior train. And that's why they're pulling Hocus for a fifth into the mix. Yeah, I think that's why they are pulling on him. They really want Jay Prince back. One thing Jay Prince did that I don't know if Big U did. I'm not sure because I didn't hear it. But one thing he did that I respect, and it's smart, it's brilliant. And maybe Hocus for a fifth, maybe if you hear this, maybe this is something you might need to think about doing. But he hired a private investigator to investigate the feds and why the feds are on him and targeting him, because they have been targeting that man for a very long time. And it's clear as day that the feds want to take all of our strong, powerful black men and women that are in high positions out of those positions. And they're using us to do it, i.e. Wack 100. Oh, yeah, man. Wack 100, man, he is unstoppable at this moment. You see him, right? You even hear that guy over there with the 2 watches say he think Wack is about to escape from the no jumper incident. Oh, my God. Like we didn't see that coming. Man, I just want to say this and we're getting right to the content. If you over there, my heart go out to y'all, man. My heart go out to y'all, genuinely, man. Because y'all have no idea that y'all being played. Oh, and then they put up a GoFundMe for Mars. Oh, my God. My heart goes to you people, man, who genuinely over there support that dude thinking he really is a Wack 100 enemy. Like he y'all gotta see it by now. Y'all have to see it by now. But if y'all haven't, my heart goes out to y'all. When you finally do, like, put it together and figure it out, my door is always open. Do Sims and Yayo door is always open. Come on over, man. You want to really support the real? Support the real, man. You can't support people that get information from these people that they claim they going at. That shit makes no sense. But anyway, I digress. Sit back, relax. Let's get to the audio, man. I appreciate it again. Y'all pull up, man. Salute to 607 Unc for the content. Salute to Big Homie CC Dugar, everybody that played a position in this. I'll put a link to his channel in the description of this video. I'll catch y'all on the other side. Let's get to the content.
Be there to be mentioned in this type of case. That's what I want to know. Like, why was you there? Because Wack 100 said you never been around, did you?
Because now you really got me kind of wondering if Big Homie CC has kind of like made up his whole biography.
Made everything up. That's how it started.
We really need receipts on a lot of his prior claims.
Right. You know, Wack 100 has said that a lot of lies out his mouth. You know, he has said that I never was around like certain artists, and then he would fake a phone call and say certain things, and he would just blatantly invent things. I never once said I was Busta Rhymes' bodyguard. I never once said I was Diddy's bodyguard or any of that. You know, Wack 100 was paid a large amount of money to go online and try to discredit me. And, you know, I got some intel about that.
What kind of intel?
I got some receipts about that.
Where do you get the intel from?
some of my friends in high position.
Well, I'm just gonna put it out there. I heard you connected with the CIA.
Welcome to the Drive Like a Pro League. Today we've got Kevin facing off against his Thursday
CIA.
Right.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, you know, these things are factual, but you know, I've been invited down to Langley, Maverick and myself. You know, before I went public, we never seen this much anti-human trafficking in the news. And, you know, once we went public, certain powers realized that, wait a second, if these guys is coming out risking it all, we're going to have to pick up the pace on things.
So they offer you jobs to kind of silence you. Is that what you're saying?
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
It takes a lot to say that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, bro, I'm just at a point where, you know, I don't care. You know, it is what it is. Whatever the risk that is involved, you know, I'm fine with that. You know, I never had no peaceful time in my life. I ain't never had no meaningful relationships with
So it's safe to say the CIA your biggest op.
I got a lot of ops.
The CIA is probably one of them.
Of course.
How do a person like you get on the CIA hit list? You saved thousands of women. Is that a good thing? That's not a good thing?
I'm not going to say I'm on a CIA hit list, but, you know, myself, my partner Maverick, you know, we've been offered money from presidential campaigns and stuff like that.
Presidential campaign? Stop playing with me. Name one. You gotta, don't say it if you ain't gonna name them.
Yeah, Kamala Harris offered us money to post certain things on their behalf.
That's the president. Like, she was running for president.
Yeah, but you know, I'm not for sale. And like a lot of this stuff on the internet, a lot of guys, you know, I firmly believe a lot of guys give a blowjob on camera. Pause. You think the Island Boys got paid a large amount of money to him and his brother to take each other cakes on OnlyFans. You saw that?
Right.
That's a lot. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of guys are for sale. I'm not. It is what it is. God sent me to do a job, I'm gonna do it.
Right. All right. Well, moving right along. You a bodyguard, right? It's a lot going on with Yellow Beezy.
Yeah.
Right. He just got released on bond for the murder for hire of Mo 3.
Right.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like he should have done that? Because I heard that Mo P shot him first.
You heard
Mo 3.
Yeah,
I'll fuck up his name. Mo 3 shot him first.
Well, Mo 3 was very adamant in his music that, you know, he do his dirt by himself, by his lonely. And once you go into that pathway where you feel like it's gangster to hire people to do things on your behalf, you open up the door for betrayal, and you open up the door to get law enforcement on your heels because, you know, whenever there's money involved, things get sloppy. You seen what happened with Duck.
Right.
That was brazen, middle of the day. You know, guys that's in poverty,
Chicago.
Right, in Chicago, guys that are in poverty, once you dangle that prize in front of their face, they'll do anything to get that money right away. It's the same thing. In the middle of the traffic on the highway, you jumping out with a machine gun.
Right. So why would they let a killer that killed somebody out on bond to kill again? Allegedly, if he did it, why would they let him out on bond?
Well, if you were law enforcement and you wanted to try to reel in more people, you let that person out on a bail, let him get back into his network.
Wow.
And then now, it's going to be 24-hour surveillance on him and everybody, every place he goes, every call he makes, everything.
Right. So you said that's why they dropped the bond.
First of all, 607 salute to you, but what the is you doing in the background? Is somebody building a bear back there or something? Like, what the hell is the noise in the back? Sound like y'all are putting together a octagon. Crazy. Anyway, man, listen. I want to point something out about Brick Baby, right? Because there's a lot of talk about Brick Baby, and I know this is not per se what they're talking about, but it reminded me of Brick Baby, considering that he's locked up. He had a few gun charges, and they kept letting him out. And I had to think about it like long and hard. because I waffled with it like, man, is Brick Baby a snitch, man? Was he working? He had to. How can they keep letting him? But then I thought about it. I said, no, until I see something that says Brick Baby snitch or snitching, no, I can't say that he is. And it makes perfect sense, at least for me, why they kept letting him out, because he is labeled as a victim in the paperwork. That Big U was extorting them. That's what the feds are saying. That's not necessarily what Brick Baby is saying at all. So I think if they would have brought him in for any of those gun charges or whatever was going on with him, if they had brought him in, then they would have had to bring up all those charges, including the one, because if I'm not mistaken how it works, if he got convicted on that, right, and he's has charges pending from other cases, you know what I'm saying, they would have had to bring those charges to the table at the same time. So they didn't want to jeopardize or compromise the Big U investigation. So they kept letting him out. And they probably was telling them, if you work with us, man, we can make these cases go away. We can make these charges go away. And I, as of right now, I don't believe that he did. They had to wait until they was ready to charge Big U to then bring Brick Baby in. So that, if that's the case, that makes sense why every time they cracked him, they let him go. They cracked him, let him go. Because they wasn't ready to bring charges on Big U, and he is tied into that indictment by way of, they allege he was a victim in that case. But we have to wait to find out to see. But I do see people in my comment section saying, why y'all don't say nothing about Brick Baby? Why ain't nobody calling Brick Baby a snitch? It makes no sense. That could be the reason why. You know what I mean? That could be, to those that be in my chat popping it, that could actually be the reason why. You know what I mean? Because there was a bigger fish that they were trying to catch, and Brick Baby played a piece into that by way of them saying that he was a victim of Big U's extortion. Now, will Brick Baby go on the stand and say that? That's yet to be determined. As of right now, we can't call him that. Let's go.
And lower the bond to a price that he can afford, because they don't have enough for the case yet.
Facts. And then, they also want to make sure they can affect you financially. Because if they know, look, he spent this much on this, his lawyer cost this, his mortgage cost this, his car notes cost this, they keeping track of you financially. And in his case, it's documented that he went to the bank and withdrew a large sum of money, the same sum of money that the alleged person was cooperating and said he was paid for this.
Yeah.
Right.
About him.
Right.
He's saying he's snitching.
Right.
Do you think that's like the right thing to do? On somebody that you allegedly killed for?
The street rules are a myth.
What?
Yeah, the street rules are a myth. That's mythical. If you look at the history of this, everybody has followed those rules.
Right.
Boosie said, some of us gonna make it, some of us ain't. Everybody not gonna accept it.
Right. Well, I know somebody that's not really accepting it and moving right along. Texas not accepting it.
Right.
Texas not accepting it because they are killing kids and babies, which is the same thing. But Charleston White saying fuck them.
You might not realize that you could qualify for disability benefits. The program is designed for everyone who is...
Which is the same thing.
I just want to say on the record, I don't think that the streets are a myth at all. What I think the myth is that people in the streets, they keep it solid. Everybody in the streets keeps it solid, or everybody in the streets follows the street rules. That's a myth, but the streets itself is not a myth. You have a lot of people that are in the streets that live by the street rules and regulations to the letter of the T of the letter T, and they haven't snitched, they haven't turned on nobody, they haven't thrown anybody under the bus, etc., etc. They haven't done any of that. You know what I'm saying? They have held it down. So I just think it's not fair for those people who, you may know that I know that's in the streets, really doing standing by the street rules and regulations of the street, and not violating those oaths of the street. I really believe that. Let's go.
But Charleston White saying fuck him.
Nigga, fuck the baby. yeah, fuck the baby. And fuck the city of Fort Worth too. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing or say nothing to me. I swear to God they ain't. Bruh. Go yayo or get out of jail and look the other way about me. Nigga, fuck is you talking about, nigga? Bruh. Give a fuck about that baby. All that dead ass nigga. Yeah.
How do you feel about Charleston White, a public speaker that speaks for Texas? I mean, he said fuck Nipsey Hussle, he said fuck all these people, but they wasn't Texas residents.
Right.
This is a resident of his hometown. Do you think it's safe for Charleston White to be in Texas now?
Well, Charleston White is on record making claims that FBI agencies have reached out to him to tell him stop making disparaging remarks to Islamic groups. He openly challenged them. I've seen Charleston openly challenge everyone. And as far as I'm informed, he still lives in the same residences in Texas. So, I mean, you know, we must begin to police ourselves. You see things like babies getting killed because nobody's reprimanding anybody for the nonsense that they're doing.
Right, right.
So you got to keep these things in mind. Like at the end of the day, black men only respect danger.
Only respect danger.
Fact.
But they ain't respected danger too much in LA. Because they did a sweep.
Right.
And they got everybody from No Jumper.
Right.
They got one of your biggest ops.
Right.
And while you got, Dugar next to you, we saw a video, right? Cam Capone posted.
Yeah.
With Dugar basically talking to Luce Cannon. And Luce Cannon was basically saying he never disrespected you in any kind of way.
Right. You saw that?
I saw that. So have he ever disrespected you in any kind of way? Because I heard him say he did, and then I heard him say he didn't.
He was disrespecting me online.
But not in person.
When he see me in person, he wanted to be my buddy.
Oh.
That's usually how it go, though.
Bruh.
These guys know they can't face us in the street. So they got to play on the internet. Because that's the only place you can play without repercussions. Once you get out in this paint, things are a lot different.
Yeah, I know it get a lot different for him and Brick Baby both in jail on a federal indictment. But it's rumored.
What's the rumor?
That Brick Baby is not on the case as a member, but as a victim.
The reason why Brick Baby ain't in the RICO is because Brick Baby was a victim. He was getting extorted.
By Big U.
Yeah, he was getting extorted.
They said Brick Baby was being extorted by the 6-0s.
So he listed as
a victim.
Not a witness?
He a victim. He listed as a victim, but he also got caught with a gun. So he in jail now for the gun, and also he in jail for Dirk, for the murder from Dirk.
So they implicated him in that, huh?
Yeah.
Can somebody tell me in the comment section, is that true? Because I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that they implicated Brick Baby for the alleged unaliving of Dirk, not Dirk, right? But in the Dirk case, or whatever the case was. I didn't hear that. So can somebody tell me in the comment section, is that true?
He implicated himself in that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
You know, I didn't ever think I would live to see a day in modern time where the blue-eyed devil thing was going to be a real thing. I looked in the guy Adam's eyes, and when I looked in his eyes, I seen, obviously a pervert, obviously someone who's a manipulator. Like, I seen these characteristics in his eyes, and I treated him accordingly. Because once I realized that all of those guys out there are in content creation, we're all secretly in cahoots. I ran a misinformation program on them, and it worked.
Right. So, Wack 100.
Right.
He's into it. Well, I don't know if he's into it, but, the plumber, he's trying to fight. He asked to squabble with Wack 100.
Should we say it like that? Is there a celebrity boxing match you would take?
Wack 100, line it up.
You said squabble means suck a dick.
Yeah, that's what it means, but I don't think.
Wait, what?
That's
He said squabble means suck a
it
dick.
means suck a nigga dick in LA. But I don't think.
So you said squabble means
Suck a nigga dick.
So you said
merchant.
So hold on, I'm just trying.
No, come on.
I'm trying to make
Come on, gang.
I'm keeping up with this shit.
Come on, gang. He was talking about.
You said somebody asked for Wack 100 squabble, that means suck a dick, right?
No, but he was talking about fight. He had catch a fade. He told Wack 100 he wanted to catch a fade with him.
Oh yeah, shout out Aaron.
But Wack
my boy Aaron, that's my boy.
But Wack 100 denied the fade.
Wack 100 made terroristic threats, threatened the lives of women and children on camera, and faced no reprimand and no consequences.
Right.
How can a man make terroristic threats, illegally record phone calls in 2 consenting states, but these are felonies, and escape all legal issues completely? How's that possible? Oh,
That's a great point. Terroristic threats all over social media. And I'm only saying this to the people that still are on the fence about what Wack 100 is. I'm telling y'all right now, people, it's clear as day. He's an informant. 100% an informant. He's at the point now where he don't even care no more because he's still being able to get away with it. It's not really changing nothing. And I think a lot of the reasons is because he has academics and Vlad in the chokehold and these other platforms in the chokehold. And they all have dirt in their closet. They have a lot of dirt in their closet, right? And when you are working with them people, you got access to that because they have access to that, right? And he drops little tidbits out there to remind these people to get in line or get drove over. We're going to run you over. You will be the next one on that Summer Jam screen, 100%. So Wack is an informant to those out there who still don't get it. But he can move around with impunity because he's a reliable source. This is nasty work out here, man. And if you don't have dirt on you, all they gonna do is create it. They can't find dirt on you. They will create some dirt to put on you. And that's exactly what they did to Big U.
Well, how can that even be accepted if your culture is supposed to be the mecca of gangsterism?
Well, I don't know. He a pyro.
He's a thorn, bro.
All right, we don't stay.
Oh, Andy be having all y'all that scared.
Y'all really think a 57-year-old man is gonna do anything?
He be coming on that bitch wolf.
Come on,
straight wolf.
Scary as fuck.
Straight wolf.
Okay. Listen, moving right along. Right, Blueface. All right, Blueface will order to pay Soulja Boy girlfriend $123.
Fuck Blueface too.
See, that's the thing, bro. Gang. That's the thing, bro. The man Blueface,
$123K.
He got a slave owner tattooed on his face, man.
What do you mean a slave owner tattooed on his face?
Does he not have?
So your job expects you to be on time for work every day, but wants you to just wait 2 weeks for the
Does he not have Benjamin Franklin tattooed on his face?
He will Wack 100. Fuck him.
Does he not have Benjamin Franklin tattooed on his face?
Them facts. But ain't nobody gonna think about that. That's why we don't be trying to kick it.
So we're not trying to kick it, bro. Them boys want to be our buddy. All clown, lame, dork shit. You hear me? Oh no.
Okay, just in. Paperwork is released saying that Brick Baby, I'm going to read it. On March 2023, he actually told someone that he was working for the feds. And it's in the paperwork that he was. I'm looking at it right now.
He's working at No Jumper. That's the Fedcast. The actual podcast is listed in the paperwork in the indictment. This is my whole thing with this, bro. Just look at the schematics and everything. Where are we as a people if one of our young, bright, talented stars goes and gets a white slave owner tattooed on his face using symbolism to try to manipulate the masses to worship them and worship the dollar? Because a man who worships the dollar will do anything to get it.
Right.
How is this something that's honorable? And who is responsible for him?
Right. But
the white dude.
But it's two things that happened in No Jumper that was crazy.
What's that?
You know, they lost a Instagram page. They didn't have it for a long time. Soon as Brick Baby go to jail, that case come, the page come back open, and they get the page back.
And I'm glad 607 brought that up. That is a great point. Do y'all really think that was a coincidence? Like when you are listening to this stuff, right? You have to know your clientele in and out. And at this point, we all know that Wack is working, and we all know that ADAM22, either he was already working or got flipped and started working, but nevertheless, he's working. So when things are happening on the surface, you're not going to get the truth. You have to peel that onion back a few layers to find out what the truth is. So that's when your intuition needs to kick in. As soon as I heard that, oh yeah, I put it all together. But I don't know if it was because of Brick Baby. I think it's ADAM22. His help, his informing with the feds on Brick Baby and Luce Cannon and Big U and the help that he gave the feds on the No Jumper indictment. I think all that played a play in him getting that page back. But that was not a coincidence. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section.
You know how I lost the page?
I don't know.
They lost the page the day they made that short of me saying that every time I go into a room, I have a plan to kill everybody in the room. They put that clip up and violated the page, got the page took down.
Right. Well,
that's why they lost the page.
Well, I'm gonna let you hear this. Right. This Adam himself.
Verge of doing something crazy, and he didn't say it, but it feels like the suggestion is that maybe this is because of the stress that the big Rico is putting on you, since you might feel like, since you were so wrapped up in so much of his dealings, that maybe you're next on the fence platter.
He just told Wack 100 that he was next on the Feds platter live on No Jumper.
Who just said that?
ADAM22
said that Wack was next.
He told Wack in his face he was next.
They brought Wack. They brought Adam in.
I heard they brought. I thought it was a troll. That wasn't a troll. They really brought him in.
They didn't arrest him. They brought him in to have a conversation with him.
But why would he tell his employee that he's next? I don't know.
Adam was always very adamant about saying that if the police come calling, he's snitching. He's telling. He always said that.
So you telling me that
they do anything for clout?
Do anything for clout?
They chasing that shit, as Dugar said. They chased that shit all the way to the feds came.
Right. And the
facts. 100% facts. I'm telling y'all right now, man, Big Homie CC, he cooking. He the truth, man. I really do like Big Homie CC, man. He be calling it like it is. Straight no chaser. Standing on it media. That's why I only rock with people, man, that shoot from the hip. All that you know, all that fugazi ass, you know, I don't know what to call it, man. My brain is not clicking like it usually is this morning, man. There's a lot going on, but you know what I'm saying? The fluff, like all that fluff that a lot of these dudes, the extras and shit that they put on it, like that's super unnecessary. Sometimes we like somebody that's gonna shoot it straight from the hip, and that's my man, Big Homie CC. Let's get back to it.
And the feds evidently came and they got Brick Baby, and they in the same cell. They sharing the cell. I never seen two people on the same indictment. Sure, cell if one of them is listed on the indictment.
That's bullshit. They not sharing. They not sharing the same cell. But at the end of the day, I feel like these boys know that they won't be on the street for a long time, and they doing a lot. They still want to make content from behind bars. Let me ask you a question.
Ask me,
if you was in the feds, would you be calling, talking about your case as active on streams?
Facts. No, you would not. Your attorney would advise you to not. Even if you had a court appointed attorney, he's not going to tell you to be on the phone talking about your case because you really want your freedom. Only somebody that would do something like that is if they are working for them people and they know that they have a get out of jail free card. Like you see Brick Baby, he rarely calls in. And when he calls in, he's only talking about stuff that pertains to No Jumper and like how his family is doing. You don't hear him doing this clout chasing, him and his girl. You don't think that they could be doing that and running the numbers up? You don't see her running the Brick Baby page like Sharice does. You don't see him running content like Sharice and Luce Cannon and them do because he know that this ish is real. He's facing real time. Luce Cannon has a get out of jail free card. I wouldn't be surprised if he's really being let out of jail every day, and then brought in to do them phone calls to make us think he's getting out. Because why would Wack 100 blow up his spot like that? Wack blew up his spot by telling us that he allegedly said he's getting out. Wack sabotaged that man from getting out. Either he sabotaged him from getting out or he sabotaged him for publicly saying he got out. But I want y'all to think about that. Wack didn't just say that to say that, right? To hate on him. Wack, I had already been saying that I thought Luce Cannon was going to walk up out of there. And then boom, here he go with the guy, the Mike murder case situation that he say Luce Cannon hit him up for, and he just voluntarily went and got the information and gave it to him. Dry snitching, wet snitching, and all type of snitching. Let's go.
I mean, it just depends. I mean, if you're trying to get a couple extra dollars, you broke. What he gonna do? He said, "I'm not giving him no money." He broke. What he supposed to do?
They said the dude Brick Baby said Adam ain't having to fall for him no more.
That's what they said. That's it. But moving right along, you know Honeycomb Brazy?
Yeah, I'm familiar. Shout out, Cone.
So he left Rap a Lot and signed with Cash Money.
So I'm gonna leave it right there, man. There's another 20 odd minutes of this interview, and I think at the end they do come back and talk about No Jumper and Wack 100, I believe. So, but I'm gonna just cut it right there. I'm gonna put a link to his channel in this video, in the description of this video. I very much encourage you to go watch the entire interview. I think it's a really good interview and it has a lot of information in it. And like I said, man, Big Homie CC was cooking. 607 was taking his little jabs, taking his little shots. But at the end of the day, I'm not mad at him because he did feel like he was getting lined up by Brick Baby at No Jumper with Wack. I don't think that was a play. I don't think that was cap. I think that was really what happened. And my man been on top of it ever since. So salute to 607 Unc for running them numbers up and stunting on these people. Man, salute to you, bro. Salute to Dugar. Salute to everybody involved in this video, man. Great content. Salute to everybody that support me here at Stand on the Media. We a family. We a community for real. You know, I got a number of love for y'all, man. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I will be getting back to these videos. I got you. Sometimes you got to take a step back. You know what I mean? Deal with the personal that you got going on and just take a breather. You know what I mean? It's a lot going on. It's a lot to process, and it's hard to keep your personal feelings up out of this. If I'm being honest with you, it's really tough for me. I struggle with it, but I'm getting there. But if you're new to my channel, you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate you. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment in this video, please share the video, hit that notification bell. You will be notified when I drop videos. And like we like to do around here, man, we gonna let him tell us exactly who he is. Listen.
But then again, you know how the feds work. We don't care how many chickens or turkeys you pass out. Yeah. We don't care how many book bags you done passed out. What we care about is these wiretaps. We care about these confidential informants, and we care about your actions. within the means of the law.
Oh my goodness, stand on the media. Let's go.